Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Androids DB Story event that has been revamped in DBZ Dokkan Battle. Obviously this previously was the event where you got Yardrat Goku, which makes perfect sense. Of course, in terms of everything else, basically one of the main concerns is the new support memory. There is a new support memory for Target Goku, 2-turn support, 16% attack and defense. Along with that as well, there is also the Yardrat Goku you can still get, and Awakening medals that you can still achieve for the Strength Android 18. So there is quite a fair chunk of stuff that you can get from this event. The team build requires you to use one character from quite a few different teams. You need to have one Rapid Growth character, one Super Saiyan character, one Vegeta's Family character, one Earthbred Fighters category character, one character with the Prodigies link. You will need to have all of these things, and it can be quite daunting. What I've done is I'm going to show you how you can basically have all of these in one team using only free-to-play characters. However, you can tackle each stage individually if you want to. Please bear in mind that the Super Saiyan characters are the effective category here. So Super Saiyan characters are the ones that basically are going to give you essentially a big boost towards your drop rates in this event. You want to focus on farming the medals as well for the Yardrat Goku and also the copies for the Yardrat Goku as well. So you don't want to just basically, like, how can I say, not focus on farming that Goku. He is very useful, and on top of that he has a lot of usability from a utility standpoint, but also, basically, to cut a long story short, the event itself also obviously has the Awakening medals for Strength, Android 18, who was pretty useful back in the day. Isn't so useful now, but was pretty fun and pretty usable back in the day. Now, overall, in terms of like completing this, like I said, there's a time traveler's requirement, there's a this requirement, there's quite a few different requirements to meet, which can be overall a little bit difficult to track. So I suggest just putting it all into one team, making your life a lot easier. And yeah, just basically walking off like that, because I think ultimately it just results in a better performance and just makes your life a lot easier. If you are planning on farming the Goku, you will need to farm 20 Awakening medals, but you'll need to farm them twice. So you'll need to farm 40 Awakening medals in total, because the thing is, Goku has an ECA. So by farming 40 Awakening medals in total, you're basically able to essentially awaken 2 copies of Goku, and then you can save yourself on some Kais for his EZA version. So you definitely are going to want to look at doing that, and then I think you'll have a pretty good time overall. Of course, Goku's EZA is a completely separate event that can be found under the Awakenings tab. So if you're wondering how to awaken him, it's under the Awakenings tab. It is not under this event, so you'll need to go do that there. You also find Android 18's Awakening at the same event. Now, with that being said, the new focus is the new support memory. It is the only real big benefit, but of course the Dragon Stones and everything are refreshed for the event, so even if you are a veteran player, there's a ton of reason to redo the event. What we'll do now is we'll just basically go through, complete all the stages, to show that we can complete all the missions with this team, and then we will basically exchange for the support memory, and that's it. So there's quite a few events and rewards here. The Int Yardrat Goku, the Strength Awakening, or the Awakening medals for Strength Android 18, and also the cool new Target Goku support memory, which is pretty cool. I think Target Goku's not necessarily in a good space right now, so I don't really think the support memory is totally useful. It's quite cheap and gives a good 2-turn buff, so yeah.